Good morning, or good afternoon, or good night. I don't know when you're watching this. This is the internet! Even though I don't know what time you're watching this, I can tell you that you're watching it in 2015. Well, actually, on the internet, you could be watching this a year from now. You're probably watching this in 2015. So I want to talk about a few things to look for in the NHL in 2015. Let's do the Canadian teams. I would say 4 of the 7 teams are pretty much in the same boat. Calgary, Winnipeg, Vancouver, and Toronto, if you're from there, you're supposed to say it wrong. All 4 of those teams have had starts that I would qualify as pleasant surprises. And Winnipeg's still climbing, they're hanging in there, but Vancouver, Calgary, and Toronto, it's a little hairy. In Calgary, the top guys to watch in 2015 are Johnny Gaudreau and Mark Giordano. Gaudreau's putting in a solid Calder bid, and geez, Giordano might win the Norris. But if those two drop off, if either of those guys drop off, I don't think this team makes the playoffs. And this is where the term MVP is problematic for me. Every year, the NHL awards the Hart Trophy to the MVP, the most valuable player in the league. Well, I mean, they award the trophy to the best player in the league. Does that necessarily mean they were the most valuable, though? Because if you want to talk about value, look no further than Michael Hutchison in Winnipeg. Yes, that's right, the backup goalie for the Winnipeg Jets. For now, kinda. At the time I'm making this video, the guy has a .937 save percentage. Now, I don't know if he can keep that up, but if he can steal the #1 job and the Jets sneak into the playoffs, how do you get better value than that? For the Canucks, your guy to watch is Bo Horvat. First of all, you held him back from the World Juniors, so he better be good. But more importantly, you gave up Corey Schneider to get him. A lot of Canucks fans are probably like, oh, when can we stop talking about this stupid trade? I cheer for the team Phil Kessel is on, and I can tell you that the answer is never. So yeah, Bo Horvat is definitely the story going forward in Vancouver. Right now, it's Ryan Miller. If he has a great season, the Canucks will have a great season, and they'll make the playoffs. And with the Leafs, the player to watch is, I don't know. There was a lot of change for the Leafs this past summer. Mostly in management, but really not a whole lot on the ice. Phaneuf is there, Kessel is there, the core guys are there. That was the calm before the storm. In 2015, the story is going to be the storm. Kadri's contract is up, Franzen's contract is up, Bernier's contract is up. What are you gonna do? I don't know what's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen, or when it's gonna happen, but I think a lot of Leaf fans, like me, are just waiting for the boom. It's coming. Now, outside of those 4 teams, the Ottawa Senators. Should it be Dave Cameron, the new coach? Will he be willing to fill the new mustache void they have in Ottawa? For the Ottawa Senators, the story to watch in 2015 for me, money. I mean, like any sports league, there is always going to be the haves and have-nots. The salary cap in the NHL was brought in to create parity. However, if you are always spending less than your competitors, you put yourself at a disadvantage. Just looking at Cap Geek here, the cap is $69 million. You're spending 55.6. Look, you go into an NHL season hoping to win the Stanley Cup. Or if you're a business person, you go in at least hoping to make the playoffs, get some of that playoff money. And you make it really hard for yourself to do those things if you're spending 20% less than your opponent. Second last, Montreal. Alex Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk? Have we decided on that? Alex G. He is really starting to emerge. And you've already got people talking about, hey, you know what? Should Galchenyuk have gone first in 2012? And I tell you what, anytime you get the best player from a certain draft, they're probably going to help your team. Galch is already a good young player, but he has the ability to become a star, and this might be the year he does it. And last but not least, Edmonton. I was going to say, hey, you know what you can look forward to in 2015? It couldn't possibly go worse. And then I see the David Perron trade, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe. I know what all of you think I'm going to say. The most important day of 2015 for the Oilers is going to be the NHL entry draft. No, it's not actually. You know what it's going to be? The day of the draft lottery. Unless something really unforeseen happens, Connor McDavid is going first. And unless something unforeseen happens, Connor McDavid is going to become a franchise player. I know this has been said about every future star that the Oilers have drafted over the last half decade, but I cannot picture a team with Connor McDavid on it sucking. Not for long anyway. But you know what? As Oilers fans also know, you can't just hope that the first overall pick will just fix all your issues. But hey, that's a lot of ifs, right? I don't have a crystal puck, but I got a TV and a computer. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and watch it unfold. What do you think's going to happen in 2015? Leave a comment down below. It's the future. You can do that now.